The Geeta Govinda is a monumental work, a love poem written by the 12th century Indian poet Jayadeva. It is written in Sanskrit. The Geeta Govinda has influenced many thoughts about theatre and poetry as well as music. But not only that, it has influenced certain concepts of spirituality within the Hindu religion. The love poem speaks of the love of Radha, the cowherdess, and Krishna, the blue god. And here Krishna is also a symbol of the great deity of Puri, Orissa, Lord Jagannath. And it is said that Jayadeva wrote this poem in the shadows of the Jagannath temple, and he wrote it for his consort, a Devadashi or a temple dancer by the name of Padmavati. He wrote it for her to perform in the temple. From the 14th century onwards, the Geeta Govinda was the only song and music as well as dance that was performed in the temple precincts, and that tradition has been retained until today, although no dancing is performed in the temple any longer, but the songs of the Geeta Govinda are still being sung within the temple precincts. Jayadeva is a mysterious figure, and the fact that his origins, say from his village, which is said to be in Orissa, and others claim that it is in Bengal, while some others claim that it is in Bihar. But the Orissa, has the biggest claim to it, mainly because of the connection with Lord Jagannath and Puri. Although we may call it a love poem, it goes far beyond that. In the love of Radha and Krishna, we see the concepts of jealousy, we see the concept of envy, we see the concept of love in all its various aspects. And in 24 songs, Jayadeva painted, and I say painted because his Sanskrit is like painting, a very beautiful picture, and also the transformation of the love between Radha, who is seen as the human soul, and Krishna, who is seen as the divine soul. So the spiritual concepts are built in, but the language is quite earthy, very sensuous, and also very erotic at times. There are 24 songs, and I have choreographed 8 of the songs which were presented in 2014, and now I want to complete the next part, which is another 8 songs, part 2, and 8 songs, part 3. Throughout my career, I have danced and performed as well as choreographed many of these works, but this is the first time that I have undertaken to present all 24 and choreograph all 24. Although there are other dance gurus that have maybe choreographed some of the songs, no one has attempted to do all 24 in shows like this. So it is a world first, and I'm very excited about it because throughout my whole life I have been influenced by the songs, the music, as well as the philosophy of love behind Jayadeva's works. And also because I was trained in Odissi, in Puri itself, in the shadows of the Jagannath temple, I'm very familiar with the demographic qualities of the temple, the place where Jayadeva lived, and also the people who sing the songs. Throughout all of Orissa, these songs are still being sung. However, in this case, we have an entirely new approach. Krushna Chandra Ray, who is our singer from Orissa, has undertaken to do all 24 songs in new composition with new musical additions to the works. And I have worked closely with him to find the correct and the most beautiful manner in which we can choreograph these works set to the music that he has composed. And these have been done. All 24 songs have been recomposed and refreshed and with new musical additions to the poem. And I'm now about to finish all 24 of them. And it is a very exciting time, and the dancers will perform each one of the songs. And in part 2, which is this performance that we are coming up with, and part 3, we will complete the Geeta Govinda. It is a very, very important moment for me, a very significant moment for me. And at this stage, I'm really very excited about seeing those poems that I've lived with come to life on the love of Radha and Krishna. In part 1, the Geeta Govinda begins with the Dashavatara, that is the 10 incarnations of Krishna. And this is to praise Lord Jagannath, Lord Krishna, in his 10 incarnations. Following that, there was a second song which we had replaced as the last song rather than the second song. And that is the Deepa Mangala, which is still sung in the Jagannath temple. And it speaks of the great deeds of Krishna. But after the first 2 songs, it falls into the love motive. Radha is pining for Krishna. She is jealous because Krishna is dancing with the other gopis in the forest. And then she tells her friend Lalita of her anguish. And then Lalita, of course, is the messenger, and she goes to tell Krishna that Radha is very upset with him, and she is very jealous of the fact that he has given his favors to all the gopis. Krishna, of course, feels upset about Radha being angry with him and tries to calm her down, but she is picked with jealousy and she leaves him, and then she becomes completely sorrowful and starts bemoaning her fate. So that brings us to the end of part 1, and in part 2 we will see, for instance, how Krishna himself is sitting on the forest floor and regretting his behavior. And then Lalita, of course, tells Radha that she is very foolish, that she should end her pride and go to Krishna. So this play is couched in 8 different poems. Sometimes Radha is angry, and she tends to speak of how she knows that Krishna is there with the other gopi, another gopi, and making love to her. And she imagines all these things, of course. And out of that jealousy, she makes herself to be in a terrible state by imagining this kind of things. And in part 3 is the reunion of the two. And in the end, Radha realizes that she is the favorite one. And in the last song, song number 24, which I will be performing, Kuru Yadu Nandana, there Radha is triumphant. And in fact, she has full control over Krishna. This performance will feature many of our dancers who have been studying Odissi for many years, and these are our senior dancers from the Jambudvipa Ensemble, and each one will be given solo performances to cover the 16 songs that we have left for part 2 and 3. Apart from that, I will be doing about 3 of the songs myself. These are songs that I have performed before, and I feel that I know these songs so well that I would like to perform them again as part of an entire presentation of the Geeta Govinda. The music, of course, Krushna Chandra Ray will be singing, and we have 4 musicians joining us coming from Orissa. And this is why we have delayed the project until now, because we needed to raise the finances to bring the musicians from Orissa, to get their visas, for them to stay here for 6 weeks at least, so that we can cover the rehearsals, do the presentation of the works, and record all the performances.
Lalita lavanga lata parisilana komala malaya samire komala malaya samire komala malaya samire malaya samire malaya samire